I'll never forget. Those were my finest days, man. I love them so much. I remember, like, I'd go over to Sean Kay's house, and I'd have a stick, and that'd be the whole day. I go, Sean, I got a stick. He'd go, God damn, we go play. It was so much fun. And then one day, suddenly I'm in school. They're dragging me in. I remember there were tears, and I'm like, what the fuck? And there were these windows. You'd look out the window, and sometimes you'd see the stick, you know? And you go, God damn, do these people's cruelty know no offense? Nowadays, you know, they have the ADD and stuff like that. If a kid's in class, he's like, hey, I'd like to go out. They go, we're going to drug you. And then you won't want to get out and run around in the grass and have fun with the stick. You'll be fine. You'll be good. But anyways, I'm old now, you know. I was young. Now I'm old. Yep. I learned some things in school. But now that I'm old, things scare me, you know, and I think it's the media does it. Like, they go, North Korea, you know, and I don't know, it kind of scares. It doesn't scare me that much, but it's supposed to scare you. But, like, are you really scared? Have you ever woken up, go, ah, and your wife's like, what's the matter, honey? North Korea. A little tiny country way the fuck over somewhere. I'm scared, honey, I'm scared. I'll tell you, Iraq doesn't scare me, North Korea, none of those countries scare me. There's only one country, really, that scares me in the whole country, or in the whole, what do you call that's bigger than a country but less than a galaxy? Earth. The entire Earth, there's only one country that frightens me, and it's the country of Germany. I don't know if you guys are students of history or not, but for those of you who aren't, Germany, in the previous century of the early part, they decided to go to war. And who did they choose to go to war with? The world. So you think that would last about 5 seconds and the world would fucking win and, you know, that'd be that. But I think it was actually close. And then, I don't know how that worked, but then 30 years pass and Germany decides to go to war again. And once again, they choose as their foe the world. And now, this time they really almost win. So at this point, you would think the world would go, okay, Germany, you're fucking not a country anymore, all right? The fuck? You're not a country because you keep going to war with the world, and no one does. What do you think you are, Mars? Think you're Mars or something? But it's fun to get old, you know? Start watching old things. You know those commercials that are toward old people? You know, like I was watching, for instance, on MeTV, I was watching The $6 Million Man, right? And he was in Paris, he was jumping over the Arc de Triomphe and everything like that. And then, just by luck or coincidence, they went to a commercial, and it was a commercial starring Lee Majors, the $6 Million Man, but as he is today, like an old man. So he's jumping over, and it was for the bionic ear. And it wasn't the real bionic ear from the show, it was a fucking hearing aid. So you see him jumping over the Arc de Triomphe, and then it cuts, and then he's in a studio, and he's like, I can't hear too good at it. This one's no good at all. This one's all right. This one may as well not even be an ear. And you go, God damn, you can't help but feel sorry for a man like that. Because, you know, at one time, he got a phone call from his agent, you know, and he probably had all kinds of hope, you know. His answer is, hey, Jerome, my God, I haven't heard from you in 30 years. You got something for me? Well, let me guess. I bet I know what it is. It's that movie I wrote, The Return of the $6 Million Man, starring Ben Stiller. And then I show up as a judge for 2 minutes. Is that the one? No. Well, what is it then? It's a... No, not out of this one. Nope. Well, what was that? That's a hearing aid? Well, how much does something like that pay a fellow? It's funny you say that, Jerome, because when you say it, I realize that's only 1/10 what I used to get from a single episode of, no, I won't stop, sorry. When do they have to know by? Within the hour, huh? Well, I guess then I would say, yes, I'll take that. Jerome, I have to ask you this. Is there any way in the contract that you can put in that I'm sad? What about those commercials where the guy just tells you stuff you already know? Like there's this one with William Devane, and he goes, you like gold? And you're like, yes, of course. You should buy a big bar of gold and put it in your safe. You go, well, I wish I could. That'd be very nice. Do you know gold's always been valuable? Yes, I know everything you're telling me. Daffy Duck told me that when I was a little kid. I know all about how gold is valuable. There's one that I don't understand, but it's called reverse mortgage. I've never heard of one of these things. And it has a guy on it, and he goes, I'm a guy. And I want to tell you about reverse mortgages. You've probably never heard of them, but you all know what a mortgage is. That's when you and your loved one, you get together a grub stake, you know, a little bit of money, and by God, you put it down on a piece of land or a house, you know? And then every month you pay what's called a mortgage, you know, which is some money to the bank. And then 20 years pass, or 30, and you have a big party with your friends, and all your kith and kin come, and you burn the mortgage, and by God, you own a piece of the American dream. Anyways, this is the complete opposite. So, we'd be glad to send you some brochures. It's a picture of you with no shelter. You know, I'm trying to be a better person. About the magic phone, Wikipedia. Oh, you ever use that? That's the best, man. It makes a democracy out of smartness. Everybody's equal now, you know? Used to be a guy would go to school 5, 6 years, and then he'd talk to me, and I'd be like, ah. But now it's all different. I got my magic phone in my pocket. So a guy will say to me, he'll go, hey, Norm, you ever hear of a fella that went by the name of Claude Monet? And I go, why, of course I have. I got to go to the bathroom. And I go to the bathroom. And I'm in there 20, 25 minutes, and I come back. I go, hey, listen, I was just, we were talking about Claude Monet, and I just wanted to say that, you know what I liked about him was his paintings. I liked the way he painted. He was a painter, and I loved how he used the paint to make paintings. And the guy goes, God damn, Norm, I've never been able to stump you in 2 years. I go, But I looked on because I like learning on my Wikipedia, and I looked because I was wondering about fame, the nature of fame, because it's changed so much. We even know there was, we know the first ones. There was Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. They went Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. And even the third is hard to remember. His name was Michael Collins. And Michael Collins, in one of the just most unfair jokes, I don't know what it was, he got to go all the way to the moon, but not go on the moon. All the way to the moon, and then that little rope ladder, he wasn't allowed to go down. He had to stay in the lunar capsule while Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong went on the moon. And Michael Collins just looking out the window going, are those motherfuckers golfing? Good God, they're golfing. Wait a minute, they got a dune buggy now. I was only allowed to bring so much, and they brought dune buggies. This is... I have to keep up a good face, I guess. And then Buzz and Neil, I'm sure they were nice guys. They didn't want to hurt Michael Collins, you know. So they probably went back, you know, to the lunar capsule, you know, and Michael Collins was like, what do you think, guys? What was the moon like? What was it like? And they were like, it's all right if you like that kind of thing, I guess. I prefer the lunar capsule myself. I can't speak for Buzz, but I really do like the lunar capsule. Because that's what you do. You know, most of your life is mundane. So I had to write a book, right? So